everyone, I'm Sona Tatian, so I'm an estate planning attorney, and I'm going to be doing a series with Pump Station doing Facebook Lives to talk about estate planning and how you can protect your family and your loved ones. So this is our first session. Hello. I am excited to be on, so if you have any questions, please go ahead and send me messages. I'll make sure to answer them while we're talking. So we'll be doing these on Wednesdays at 3:30 p.m. So look for other ones coming up. Today, I wanted to talk to you about more of a general topic of what exactly is estate planning. It sounds very complicated, and when is a good one to start doing one. So think of estate planning as a set of documents that take care and memorialize what you want to happen to you, your family, your assets, your children. If something was to happen to you, whether you're single or married, you can designate people to take care of your assets and people to take care of your children. Hi, lady. I'm so glad you joined. So that's what typically an estate plan is. It is a set of documents that will, memorialize what's going on in your life at that point. So the other thing people ask me a lot is, when is a good time to have an estate plan done? So depending on what's going on in your life, you could have a separate estate plan to identify and talk specifically about the things that are important to you at that time. So if you just went through divorce, you want to make sure that your ex does not control your money. If something was to happen to you, even though he may get your children, you want to make sure that the funds are specifically designated in trust and taken care of by your family or your loved one. Or if you just had a baby, you want to make sure that you're nominating a guardian and making sure you're addressing who's going to be taking of your child if something was to happen to you or your spouse. Another good time to do an estate plan would be if you get an inheritance. So let's say you're married and you have some joint assets with your spouse, but all of a sudden you got an inheritance and now you're thinking, are these joint assets? Are these separate assets? What do I do with it? How do I combine it? Do I put it into my account? Do I put it into our joint trust? That's a really good time to either start a conversation with an estate planner, or if you have already conversation with someone, go and speak to them again and say, hey, so I got this inheritance and what do I do? Is this mine? Is this ours? By the way, any assets you inherit is separate property, so you want to make sure you properly designate that in your estate plan. So what I'm saying is, every stage in your life is a good time for you to either start an estate plan or take a look at when you want to do it. For someone our parents' age, if you're looking at someone who's in their 60s, 70s, may have children or grandchildren, that's also a good time to revisit. Or if you just retired, because you may want to change your estate planning documents, may want to revisit and put your grandchildren in it. So every stage of your life would require for you to meet with someone, look at what you have, and make sure that it still properly is designating exactly what you want to happen to your assets and your children. When I meet with clients, a lot of them are just very overwhelmed with the process because, many of them will be in their 30s, 40s, 50s that have minor children, and they're thinking, oh, so how do I designate my child who's one to be making medical decisions for me when I'm 60 or 70. That is not how you should be thinking about it. You should think about, how do I do things right now? Look at the 5-year plan. Lady, you have a comment in here and it's distracting me. Let me see what it says. Hi, love. You look gorgeous. Thank you. Thank you so much. What do we do when you have a second child? That's actually a really good question. So will you redo your will or your trust? What you want to do is you want to get together with your attorney, whoever created your plan, and say, hey, so we just had a second child. Is this child included in our estate plan? Typically, when I draft estate plans, they will say, children includes this child and any future children I may have. So a lot of younger couples, if you have additional children, those children will not be left out. So instead of everything being divided between your first child, it will go equally to them. But you may want to look at the language and make sure that the trust specifically designates your number 2 will not be left out, or even just leave it open-ended for future children. What do you know? You may have a third one. So make sure that that's addressed. And then the other thing, when you're talking to your attorney, make sure that they, again, revisit and make sure that your decision maker still makes sense. Maybe your parents could take care of one child, but maybe not two at this point. So revisit your guardian nominations, revisit, make sure your trust and your will both dictate that future children will be included, or you specifically revise it to make sure your child is included in there. So the other thing I wanted to talk to you about, what exactly is an estate plan? So I said those are a set of documents. What exactly do those documents do? So the document should address what happens to you during death, incapacity, and any emergencies. Hi Cheryl, so glad that you're on too. Thanks for listening to me. And those documents, for example, a trust would designate, if something was to happen to you, how your children will inherit their assets. You may not want them to get everything when they turn 18, which is their legal age. So you can designate specifically, I want some assets to go to them when they're 20, 25, 30. You could even designate, I want certain things to go to them. Hi Cheryl. You want certain things to go to them if they reach milestones. You can say, you know, I want my child to get their first distribution if they graduate from college. So you could put certain restrictions or certain encouragements for children to do certain things. If you want them to pursue college or reach a certain age, make sure they're financially mature to get the funds. If you have any further questions or comments, feel free to comment below and I'll make sure to reply to you. And if you want to call me personally or contact me, feel free to email me at info, I-N-F-O, at linklaw, L-Y-N-K-law, L-A-W.com. I will be back again next Wednesday. Our next topic, let me just look at it. It says, what's a guardian and why you need one specifically for your child. So we will go into more specifics, how to name a guardian, how do you choose a guardian, what's a permanent guardian, what's a temporary guardian, and then we'll go through that topic. Until next time, I will see you soon. Bye.